pretty day today, and we welcome you here. My name is Shobha Swami, and I teach nutrition and cooking classes at Morehouse School of Medicine based in Atlanta. It's a medical school, and I also teach nutrition and cooking classes with a couple of doctors and at my home as well. So what kind of classes do I teach? I teach what is called plant-based nutrition. For what? What is the benefits of plant-based nutrition? Does anybody know? No? It's to help prevent, for those of us who don't have any of the chronic diseases, it helps us prevent diseases such as high cholesterol, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, diabetes, heart disease, certain forms of cancer, arthritis, autoimmune illnesses, and a host of other illnesses. So we are data-based and we have scientific research backing us, dietitians, nutritionists, and doctors who have formulated what the benefits of this plant-based nutrition are, how we can eat whole foods, plant-based, and live active, vibrant lives up into our 80s and 90s. So today we'll be showcasing to you a brown rice pulav, which is a even more healthier version of an already healthy pulav. And I have been certified in plant-based nutrition as well from T. Colin Campbell Center for Nutrition Studies out of Cornell University, as well as I'm trained as an instructor from an organization called PCRM, Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, a not-for-profit organization based out of Washington, D.C. So feel free to ask me any questions about nutrition or plant-based nutrition if you have. But today we'll get started. Pulau is a dish that is very common in India, and you may have eaten it in many of the Indian restaurants as well. It's typically made with white rice and with a few vegetables and maybe some cumin seeds. But today we're going to make a flavorful one-pot pulav dish that's also got lentils built into it. So the question and the concern for doctors is not how much protein are we getting, but are we eating enough vegetables and fruits, especially for young kids and especially for all seniors as well and adults in the United States. So the rates of chronic disease in the United States is staggering. About 750,000 people to 850,000 people die of heart disease every single year in the United States. It's the #1 leading cause of death. So if there's any way we can prevent and reverse the #1 leading cause of death in the United States, we all are working really hard to change the statistics and so that we can live active, vibrant lives. Children as young as 10 years of age in the United States are scheduled to have clogged arteries, beginning signs of atherosclerosis. The white plaques are formed at 10 years of age in the United States. So anything we can do to change that will be, a step in the right direction. So we'll begin with making a healthier version of the pulao. This is made with brown rice. Who knows what's the difference between white rice and brown rice? Does anybody know?
Is it the whole one?
Yes, you're right. It's the whole rice. It's rice as grown. So one of the tenets of plant-based nutrition is we eat foods as grown, minimally processed. Definitely not highly processed foods, but minimally processed. So that's why we're eating brown rice. And there's white rice hidden inside brown rice. Did you know that? The outside is brown, but the inside is white. So it's a method called polishing the rice. I remember mother telling me that my grandmother would tell them that this time, you send the rice to the mill and they polished it a bit too much. Next time, can you make sure that it's not polished as much? That's what my mother was telling me. So it's not too far back ago that we used to eat brown rice. Now it's become a thing of, quite the norm to eat white rice in most countries. So, but we're going back to brown rice now. And also you must remember that this is packed with oil. So another tenet of plant-based nutrition is we don't use oil because it's a highly processed, industrialized product and an ingredient that's added in most prepackaged foods as well. And it's causing great harm to our blood vessels and heart health. They're definitely not heart-friendly oil. But this brown rice comes already nature packaged with oil. because the rice bran oil that you're familiar with in grocery stores is exactly from the outer layer of this white rice, which is the brown part of the white rice. So oil, you're already consuming oil. So you must understand that everything in nature has small amounts of oil, not large enough that we can fill in bottles and market it, but they all come pre-packaged with proteins, with good complex carbohydrates, with fiber, with minerals, with vitamins. So they all come packaged in this form. So today's pulao is going to be paired with brown lentils. Typically we don't make it with brown lentils, but this is a one-pot dish today so that it's convenient for all of us. People who are working, people who are on the go, college students, anybody can put this together. So I've soaked brown rice and these little brown lentils. This is the kind of lentils I'm using. So there are little brown lentils available at all grocery stores. I've pre-soaked them. You can soak them for about 2 to 3 hours. That's plenty. And they get nice and soaked and crunchy so that the cooking times are the same. Otherwise, you all know that lentils take much longer to cook as compared to rice. But since they're all now have the same cooking time, it becomes a lot easy to cook it all together. So I have about 2 cups of brown rice and 2 cups of brown lentils. So I'll be adding this to the pot and we let the flames go by. I'm sure you can see in the mirror. And today I'll be using hot water just to speed up the process, so I have the next batch ready for the next batch coming in. And I had the pot going as well. That gives the Instant Pot a head start to coming up to pressure. I'll get with that in just a bit. I'll come to that later. So what are we going to spice it with? We want to flavor it well. The key to eating plant-based nutrition is delicious food. You're not going to miss any of the foods that you already are used to. There's a way to make all the foods that you so love in a delicious manner and fashion. So today we're using garam masala. Garam masala is a spice that's used quite often in Indian cooking. You can get this at the Indian store, and there are, what is garam masala made of? I'll cover that in just a bit. It's made of these 5 spices, whole spices, and a bit more of couple of other ingredients. But this is a very good one to have in your kitchen if you don't have it. It's available at some American grocery stores, I think, regular grocery store, but definitely at the Indian grocery store. So I'll add the salt as well and then give it a stir. For every cup of rice or lentil I've added, I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. So 1 for the 1 cup of rice, 1 cup of lentils, 1 cup of rice, 1 cup of lentils. So there you go. And that's all. We're going to flavor it. Remember, all these flavorings and spices are a friend. So flavor your food, make it delicious, make it taste good, because our taste buds are not looking for oil, they're not looking for butter, they're looking for something really delicious and tasty. That's what they're looking for. So make sure you add your lime, something salty, something sour, all of this. So it's ready to go, you can see. And then what are we going to do? We're going to be adding vegetables. Vegetable is our friend in plant-based nutrition. The problem we're running into is we're not eating enough fruits and vegetables. We should be eating about 5 servings of fruits and 5 servings of vegetables every single day, where each serving is about half a cup. Are we eating that much? No. But we're more worried about where are we getting our proteins from, right? That's the question everybody asks. But no, you should be asking, are you eating enough fruits and vegetables? Where are you getting your fiber from? That's the question we should be asking. So today I'll be using 4 cups of vegetables, but typically when I make this, I sometimes add 6, 8, and I don't even count the vegetables. Take out a bunch of vegetables and add it to this. Give it a stir. Today I've used 4 different vegetables: cauliflower, carrots, green peas, and green beans. All fresh vegetables. And give it a good stir. All the spices will be infused in these vegetables. When you get to sample it, you'll see. So give it a stir. Close the Instant Pot. You don't really need an instant pot to make this. You can make it on the stove top as well. I've done that before. It takes the exact same amount of time, 20 minutes. So, but this is a marvel. It's really a handy tool to have in the kitchen because it cuts down on time, and I already have preset it to 5 minutes. So right now it's going to take, it's not really that it'll take 5 minutes to cook, right? Move it to sealing mode. It takes about 10 to 12 minutes to come up to steam and pressure, that's called. So it's a little deceptive that it's 5 minutes, actually it takes 15 minutes to cook. So we'll just wait and see, and you'll get to taste some of this. But today we're going to pair that with what is called raita. Have any of you tasted tzatziki sauce, the Middle Eastern tzatziki sauce? Yeah, you all have? So you know what that is? It's very much the same thing, a little watered down version of it. Pretty much has the same ingredients as well. So today I'm going to be using a plant-based yogurt. And this plant-based yogurt has been made at home. I make homemade plant-based yogurt just because it eliminates all the fillers and the gums and the thickening agents that are added in plant-based yogurt. But feel free to buy plant-based yogurt. So we'd rather you buy plant-based yogurt than the other kinds of yogurt available. So this yogurt is available in the grocery store in different brands. There's soy yogurt, there's coconut yogurt, there's cashew yogurt, there's almond yogurt, and they all go by different brands. Feel free to buy any of those. I'll be using 1 cup today. There you go. That's about approximately 1 cup. And then I'll be making it with cucumber. This raita can be made with any grated vegetable. You can grate carrots. Kids like color. You can add, bell peppers, red bell pepper, orange bell pepper, any one of those to make it more colorful. Traditionally, it's made with cucumber, and it's grated cucumber. But today, for serving purposes, I've cubed it, made it into small cubes. Add a few. You can add as much as you want, half a cucumber, whole cucumber, and then we add a little bit of. It's more of a garnish and a flavoring agent, a cilantro, chopped cilantro. We add a teaspoon of it, and then what do we flavor it with? We typically flavor it with red chili powder. But just to spare you all, you know how spicy red chili powder can get. So just to spare you all, today we're going to be using paprika. So just sprinkle a little, like so. And then cumin powder is our friend. You can flavor anything with cumin. Your soups, your black bean soup, your lentil soup, the dals that you make, cumin adds an amazing flavor. So please do try it out. I make my own cumin powder. You can come by and smell it after we're done with this presentation. It's, I think Panera Bread uses just cumin powder in their black bean soup that we also like. So, and there's no such thing as too much cumin. You can really add it. I'm looking for my whisk now. Here it is. So here I go. Just whisk it all together so that all the little lumps are gone. And we have raita ready to go. So this is paired with the pulav that we're talking about. And again, I'm just going to take a pinch and just look how pretty that looks. Just decorate it just like so. And add a hint of cumin powder. I roast my cumin seeds. I buy big bags of cumin seeds, and then I roast them, and then I powder them. They add an amazing flavor to the food, even for, ready to eat foods as well as cooked food. And then take a hint of this, set it out in the center. There you go. So this is what you'll be sampling in a bit. This is the raita, and here's the pulav. It's a healthier version of pulav, also the lentils built in, little twist on the traditional pulav from India. If you have any questions, please let me know, either about plant-based nutrition or recipes or today's recipe. Yes?
How do you make the homemade non-dairy yogurt?
How do you make the non-dairy yogurt? I have it on my website. If you can scan in my credentials here on the thing. I have a YouTube video on how to make soy yogurt. It's traditionally yogurt is used a lot in India and not so much, some little bit in the cooking, but more so in as a condiment on the side, something to finish off your dinner with. But it's made with cow's milk, and we figured out how to make it with West soy milk. That's what lends itself the best. I've tried with almond milk and cashew milk and others. Those are a little more laborious a process. This is pretty straightforward, and you can even just warm up the milk in the microwave, add the culture, and you're good to go. Yes?
Is there any concern about the arsenic content in any specific brands of rice?
Of rice? I think Dr. Greger, I would refer you to Dr. Greger online, who's a plant-based doctor, and he talks about this arsenic content in rice and brown rice. Typically, rice grown in the United States is supposed to have these concerns. This rice that I buy is grown in India, and according to Dr. Greger, the rice that comes from India is not heavily loaded in arsenic and is safe to eat. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that question. Yeah. Anything else? Any other questions? Another thing about this pulav that I showed you, this combination of rice and lentils, you can use any combination. Here are the little green lentils, which you may already know as mung beans. These are mung beans. This is what mung bean looks like. And these can be used in place of the brown lentils I use today. So, and you can use any other lentils that are, you know, a little bit tiny and small. Also, I tell everybody that we use our lentils and beans back home in India 4 ways. Each of these are used 4 ways. So this is your brown lentil rice. How many of you knew that the red lentil that you buy is the same as this brown lentil hiding inside the brown coat, seed coat? Nobody knew this, right? Yeah, so the red lentils are the same thing. So we use lentils this way, whole, as in these brown lentils. Then we use them with the skin taken off but still whole. So that's the second way. And the third way we use them is split it up and use just the insides. So that's the red lentils, or it's more orange lentils, is the red lentils. And then the fourth way is it's split up but it still has the seed coat and everything still in it, and you get it that way in the Indian grocery stores. You know, these mung beans are available in 4 different packaged, ready to go, and they're available in 4-pound bags, very convenient. Feel free to buy some of the spices. And I also want to add that this spice of garam masala is made with bay leaves, cinnamon, black peppercorn, cardamom, and then cloves. Typically it's made with whole spices, but today just for convenience we didn't want you to chewing into big peppercorn and make it spicy, or cardamom, which is a very strong flavor. So we're using garam masala instead, which has got all these spices included in there. If you want to use whole spices, you could use a few of these whole, grind them to a coarse powder, and then use them as well. So these are all the different choices you can have. If you already have whole spices, there's no need to buy, you know, pre-made mix. Told me their kids don't like vegetables, but here they were asking for seconds. So the key is to package the vegetables really nicely for us as parents. You know, flavor them and eat delicious food. See, you can eat all your favorite foods, just cooked with little different ingredients, made a little differently. And that's what's plant-based nutrition. It's about eating your favorite foods. It's not so much eliminating this or avoiding this. It's more about, you know, living active, vibrant lives and eating the foods that our bodies were meant to add as fuel. The ultimate testimonial is when the kids, you know, can
One more.
see, yeah, when they attest to your food.
Nice job.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It was really good.
Thank you for joining. Yeah. Consider moving to Atlanta. You're selling Atlanta as well here. Not only the botanical gardens and this way of eating, but selling Atlanta as well. They're from Massachusetts. So thank you everybody.